Last time we were in the UK heading to Croatia, but we forgot to tell you about Bali.
Well, we're in Bali.
Okay, we just arrived in the hotel. It's about 100 metres from the airport. So this is in Bali. This costs 17 Australian dollars with breakfast for two. Okay, so, and takes about, well, maybe less than 5 minutes to walk to from the hotel. This is the room. It's really nice. The air conditioning's kicked in. PJ's exhausted from the travel. That's why I'm doing the video. There's a pool just outside our door. I don't think it came out very well. It's a very basic room, but very clean. And it's got a good kitchen. It came with toothbrush and toothpaste for both of us, and some water. And like I said, breakfast in the morning's included for $17, and the air conditioner works really well.
Australians love Bali. In 2019, 1.23 million Australians visited Bali.
Good morning. I'm on my way to get a SIM card and some cash out. Okay, so admin fail. You don't just need your passport, you also need your mobile phone in order to buy a SIM card. There's some kind of a code thing that they need to do, so I'm going to have to retrieve Charlie and his mobile because I can't just buy a SIM card on his behalf, which I was expecting, but you never know. Some countries are a bit more flexible than others.
Canggu is a relatively newly developed resort village, and it's surrounded by terraced rice paddies. It's got a couple of beaches with strong surf. Generally, you find quite high-end shops and restaurants here. It's also known for its nightlife, with more of a younger crowd, as you'll hear from Charles.
Awesome food. Awesome. If it wasn't for all the staring and pointing, it would be great. The water looks really nice, and it was beautiful and warm. All these offerings are left everywhere, and the one rule that you got to remember is don't stand on them. They're literally everywhere.
I may mention this before, but PJ is a vegan, and because PJ is a vegan, she found this place called Canggu. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's just outside of Seminyak, and it's the new happening area, and it's reached peak Instagrammer. So we came here at PJ's insistence. She had to go there. She was like a broken record, and we've come into this strange area where the average age is like 22. And the average body fat is about 3%, and every single food store has a vegan option, and probably two-thirds of them are fully vegan. It's quite demoralising to walk around here as a fat middle-aged man, because A, you don't see any of them, and B, you know, like all the men walking past look like Greek gods, you know, and I'm by far the main centre of attention when we go into one of the restaurants, because everybody's looking at me like I'm a freak, because, you know, I've got a body fat content that's probably up there, and they're saying, why is Grandad here? You know, so it's sort of, this morning I went for a walk on the beach, and I kid you not, within a kilometre there was three sets of Instagrammers doing the same poses on the beach, where the guy's lying on the ground and the woman's doing a sort of flying above her on his feet. And to take this photograph, they've got to bring quite a lot of equipment down, and there's like, umbrellas to get the light right and all that. And it's that sort of place. So I can't stay here. Like, it's nice. The food is basically Australian prices, but the accommodation is still cheap. But it's just too uncomfortable to be around so many happy, smiling people that keep on taking selfies of themselves every 5 seconds. So we're going down to Seminyak, which hopefully will be a little bit different. But it's still got vegan options for PJ. And the beach is not very nice here. Truthfully, it's not a very nice beach. There's a video I'll show it to you. But effectively, there's very little sand. It just, it's just more of a surfing beach. And there just seems to be like the one break. There doesn't seem to be a set of breaks. So other than that, it's been a lovely stay. And I'm saying this all tongue-in-cheek. It's beautiful, and the people here are beautiful, but it can be a bit depressing. You can certainly feel your age while you're here.
Okay, this is Grandma's. The room's really small, but it was really very nice and compact. And PJ really liked going to a spa for like 3 hours. It was good to get her out of my hair. In Bali, there's all these temples in the back streets. They're really not for Westerners, they're really for the locals, and they seem well attended.
What do you think so far, Charlie?
I think that maybe 2/3 of the places are closed from the pandemic. So it's kind of depressing. It's kind of like a wasteland.
It's a bit sad. The locals told us it was really terrible during the shutdown.
What seems to have survived are the tattoo parlours and the little shops that sell souvenirs and sunglasses and a little bit of fashion.
Seminyak is north of Kuta, and it's known for its nightlife. There's cheesy bars and cool little digs here and there spread throughout it. Plus, it has the beach that's almost as good as Kuta.
So cool when the roots take over. It makes something that looked great before, mystical after.
So we're going to a place that's supposed to be one of the coolest places in this area. So there's a bomb check at the front gates, and then they check through your bags as you enter.
It was night and day when you entered the space of me.
Potato Head. We went and looked at a room here. It's no better than where we're staying, but 10 times the price. Okay, the grounds are slightly better, and the location is good. There's no reason why you can't come here as a day visitor.
Where are we going, Charlie?
We're going to Kuta.
Kuta was a fishing village which was a pioneer in tourism in Bali. One of the attractions is its beach, where it has exceptional surf. Upstairs was architecturally beautiful, but also practical, with lots of workout gear and yoga equipment and a beautiful space for yoga.
I didn't see PJ do any yoga up there.
You'll also see surfing classes held up here.
You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck in like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck in like glue. You keep me on loop.
This is definitely a local place, but the food was great.
The Balinese tourism sector is just recovering, but it has offered refuge for Australians who were stranded when the Australian government closed the border during COVID-19. Likewise, we found a lot of Russian people who had been stranded due to flight issues and related embargoes. So Bali itself isn't just a place for holidays, it's also a safe haven for people that are looking for somewhere affordable to stay. The government's also offering low-tax digital nomad visas too.
Look at the squirrels. PJ didn't believe me there were squirrels in Bali when she first got here. She's accused me of talking it up.
In order to enter the temple, you're supposed to be wearing preferably traditional Balinese clothing, covered up. Women definitely need to be covered up, and you're not allowed in if you're menstruating, and you can't breastfeed inside the temple. So I'm respecting the rules, and because I'm wearing short board shorts and hardly anything, not going inside, but it's interesting and it's really beautiful. I can take video from the gate. The chicken is following me. Hey little dude. Hello.
Driving in cars in Bali is not fun. The traffic is terrible. It's got its just normal big department store, shopping centre stuff, as well as little tiny stores.
Okay, so we've just spent like 3 days in Kuta, and Kuta is still recovering from the pandemic, so probably 60% of the places are still closed, and it's kind of a bit depressing, but you know, like the beach is better, like so the beach is getting better as you come down the coast, so you know,
Cenggu.
Canggu, the beach is like non-existent really. I mean, you can surf, but effectively it's non-existent, the beach. Then you know, you go to Seminyak and the beach is getting better, and then you come here, the beach is quite wide, but now you've got all the hawkers, so you get no peace, you know, from the hawkers. And you know, this is definitely the oldest section, and it shows. But we're staying at this thing called the Endless Summer Beach Camp, and by far it's right near the beach. It's like 50 feet from the beach, so this sort of second back property from the beach. It's really quiet. The rooms are really big. It's about 20 Australian dollars a night. It's got this massive sort of area and a pool, and upstairs it's got a yoga studio, and there's some, you know, weights and stuff. Everybody's really lovely, and it's only probably got about 20 units, and it's really quiet. I just love it. it's by far better than the other accommodations that we've stayed at. Even though the other accommodations have been great, but this has been a lot better. So, yeah, so this has made it, and I want to come back just really to stay here because it's, you know, quite lush, quiet, beautiful. There's a vegan cafe just outside, and there's an Australian cafe where you can get chips and all the Australian food if you want, just outside, but you can't hear any of it. And it's really great. I really love it.
And where are we going now?
Now we're going up. We were going to go to Denpasar, but we're going to. I've had enough of busy, so we're going up to Ubud, which I've never been to before. So that'll be interesting, I suppose.
This was PJ's first time in Bali. It's my third. Now we're going to head over to the other side of the island via Ubud, which I like the other side a lot better.